Working at an agency like yours, there's this. It's almost a law that you need to be creative, that you need to think different, that you need to disrupt, or because it is in the DNA, it's in your genes. But working with not only big brands, or big companies, but also small businesses, you will meet people that are not that forward thinking or forward leaning, or don't have that mindset as the agency has or as the creative does. What do you experience as the challenges from other business leaders where they don't do things right marketing wise?
Mm-hmm. I think you say everyone's creative in a creative company. I think the best creative companies, that's true. Creativity does not have to be confined to the creative department, and I think that's always been the case for this company. Part of it is how you hire, and that's it goes back to when Jay Chiat, the founder of this agency, worked with Steve Jobs in 1982. And at some moment, they both understood that there were companies that had pirate cultures and there were companies that had naval cultures, pirates in the Navy. I think it's a very good metaphor for this. And a Navy culture is good, because it's very good for systems, and it's very good for repeatable systems, and people who don't necessarily have the energy to be creative, because it takes an inordinate amount of energy. To be a creative person in whatever skill you're in, versus being more, I hate to sound so negative, a cog in the wheel. I don't mean it dismissively, but it takes a lot more energy. It takes a lot more energy to think a little bit further, that your email should have something a little bit more memorable to it, that your business card should be somewhat more interesting, that your conversation should remind someone that, wow, these people are really kind of interesting. So I just think that division between a pirate culture and a naval culture has been the guiding principle for us as a way to operate. Now, to your question about what I heard in it is maybe how you get clients to be more adventurous.
No, so my point is that so let's so you would be a pirate here, so you guys are pirates, but the clients that you're working with, or even let's not talk about your clients, just the average business out there, the average corporation. They don't think like you do. They don't see the world like you do. So because they have so many different bias viewpoints in their own organization. So what do you see as the biggest challenge of trying to speak with people who don't see the world the same as you?
That's a good question. That's a key question. What we've found is that there is a little pirate in all of us. There is something in almost every brand, in particular, that has somehow broken through. If you are a brand in the world today with any relevance, you will have broken through in some way. At one point, IBM was a pirate organization. There was not, business machines for the masses, and IBM had to break through. You think of the most conservative companies today, at one point they were not conservative. They had to break through. So sometimes with a client, you have to remind them that within their DNA was disruption. Within their DNA was a refusal to accept things as they were. And you can throw it out in any category. Even the U.S. Post Office. At one point, Ben Franklin had to come up with this idea that we were going to connect these colonies through the postal service. This was a disruptive idea, although now you look at the post office as something that frankly needs to be more disruptive. They need to reinvent again, but for a lot of years they didn't have to.